open to discussion on this. Not really debate, but discussion. A lot of us talk about the religion, but many of us don't live the principles.
Right.
And if you live the principles, then you realize that the principle can be applied to just anything, anywhere. And sometimes the principle yesterday don't mean what it means today. You will get the results. Not the religion, but the principle.
You're listening to your Soul Care Companion podcast with Marcus and Marion. Join the conversation and follow right now at your Soul Care Community on Instagram and on Facebook for updates on upcoming events and a regular dose of wisdom, insight, and companion connections.
I have been able to apply principle after principle after principle, and when I think about it, it helps me grow every day. Every morning, I realize that I have, the Bible calls it new mercies. I call it another chance.
Yes.
I got another opportunity. And I get so excited every single morning because I have another opportunity to figure out this thing that we call life. What drives me is that I have been so blessed and that I have the ability to realize I am. And I'm so grateful for, number one, all the experiences that I've ever had. Actually, really, I'm not really grateful for the experiences because some of them were hard. I'm grateful for the lessons that I learned because of the experiences.
Right.
And I'm so happy that at least one person every single day of my life, which is why we are embarking on this journey of soul care companionship, which is why we are creating these podcasts, which is why we're willing to share our stories, which is why we are willing to walk with you, which is why we're willing to take you by the hand and say, I know you may be weak, you might not want to do this, but I got you. I totally believe that the strong will bear the infirmities of the weak. And I totally believe that the strong, at least the strong in that moment,
right,
will be able to hold up the weak in that moment. Mutualism, I believe in it.
It's a universal principle that we totally trust and that we totally believe in. And if I could ask you one question right now, it would be the same question that I just asked Marion, is where is God right now in your life? If somebody asked you that, would you be able to trace God? I think that's very important as we embark upon this soul care journey, is that we're able to trust the divine in our lives. And some of you may not believe, and that's totally okay.
And I want to even take that further, Marcus. Where is God in your life outside of church, if that's what you do? Where is God in your life outside of your religion?
How does God feel about your life? Do you really have a relationship that's outside of scriptures that you've read most of your life?
Do you really have a relationship outside of rituals that you've done all your life? Do you even find God or see God in those rituals? We challenge you to, once again, take back your pen. You do God, the universe, the world a disservice when you live a story that is not your own.
Right. And a story that you can't tell. Because the thing is, if you're able to tell your story, there will be so many more opportunities for you to tell and share your story.
Because when you're able to tell your story, then you will realize that your life will pick up momentum instead of being cyclical.
Break that down for us, because I don't know what that means. Does it mean stagnant?
Well, here's the deal. Most of the times, we find ourselves in the same situations over and over and over again. Like, we have constant deja vu. Like, this just happened. Like, think about it, and I'll just use this one instance, like with relationships. We find ourselves in the same pattern, in the same situation over and over and over. But when you take your pen back, when you really begin... Now, I will say this and pause. When you take your pen back and start writing your own story, it causes you to examine the story and the life that you've been living. And when you do great examination, you're like, why do I choose this? Why do I make these kind of decisions? Why do I do? I don't like that. I don't really want that. I really don't want to do that. And then it provokes you to really start that process of self-discovery.
It's all about self-discovery. Getting to know yourself again. Being able to say what it is that you want. What it is that you deserve. What it is that you need. That's our goal, is to help you become more self-aware so that you're able to answer those questions.
And that's it. Self-awareness. Guys, as you listen to these episodes, you're going to be challenged in a lot of different ways. You're going to be nourished as well. We want this to not only we want these to not only be episodes that you listen to, but we want to make this interactive. We're your soul care companions, but you're a part of a soul care community.
Absolutely.
And community is not community if we don't communicate. So Marcus is going to tell you how you can communicate and be interactive with us.
There's so many ways to tell your story. The thing is, a lot of your stories deserve to be heard on your Soul Care Companion podcast, and we would love to feature them. You can hit us up on our social media pages. You can go to marcusjohnsononline.com, where you will find our Soul Care community and everything that we offer. There's something special that we have coming up in September 30th of 2017 this year. We are so excited, guys. We have the Soul Care Experience. It's going to be held in Midtown Atlanta at King Middle School. This is your opportunity to learn more about soul care and to engage coaches. We have coaches coming in that will speak on finances, relationships. We have a gentleman that's going to come and tell you about writing your story. He wants to get you started.
Don't tell them all of it.
Yeah, I ain't going to tell you all. I got to get this one too. We have another one too that's going to talk about design. He's one of the top designers in the Southeast, probably in the country. He's going to talk about design and the divine. So just to kind of, and I know Mary don't want me to give y'all too much, but the way this day is set up.
Go to the website.
Yeah, well, I gotta tell you this real quick. The way this day is set up is that you have so many opportunities throughout the day to engage these coaches. Absolutely. The situation is going to be set where it's an intimate space between you and the coach, and you're going to get an opportunity to tell your story and to ask questions. Okay, I'm done.
The most unique part about it is that this is not like when you go and you hear a speaker. As a matter of fact, we were talking about the marketing, and I told Marcus, we're not calling them speakers. They're presenters. They're presenting information, because once again, this is a community, and in the community, we communicate. So we don't want to make this like any other form or experience that you've ever been to. We don't want to make it like a church conference or a church anything, because at church, like Marcus always says, you sit down and someone who is up higher than you is talking at you and to you. And the only response that you can give is a head nod or an amen, which means I'm in agreement with what you're saying. This is an opportunity. Everything that we do, we have the Soul Care Experience, but once a month we do an event called The Conversation. Everything that we do is designed to where we can have discussions, because you're not going to always agree with something that I'm saying, Marcus is saying, or with something that a presenter may be saying. And just because they have the microphone, does not make them the absolute authority. They may be an expert in their field, but they are not the absolute authority. And I want to say this. If you don't ever have a challenge with somebody who is a quote-unquote expert, then there's a problem. If people like Albert Einstein, Leonardo da Vinci, Charles Darwin, other inventors and great thinkers of this world,
Martin Luther King,
absolutely, I was thinking about that. If you don't have problems or challenges with Expo, then you are not going to ever make a difference and run slam smackness and innovation. Oh, I said a lot.
He said a lot. I told you he could talk.
But at least I had something to say.
Absolutely. And that's the thing. You have something to say too. And it's so worth being heard. Guys, this is so important to us. We spend a lot of time and energy. We've invested our lives into it. And we want to hear your story. As we close every episode, we have the statement, I am, and then we finish the statement. So, Marion, it's on you.
No. You go first since you go start it. I am.
Oh, look at him throwing it on me. Okay. All right. So, I am sincerely grateful. It's not until you have accidents like this where you realize how much people love you. Guys, since I arrived at Grady Hospital, a trauma center here in Atlanta, my community arrived and they have not left yet. I'm so grateful that people love and care for me enough to clean my house, wash my clothes, send me food from across the country. I'm in a situation, guys, right now where I need help. And there are people that want to help me. And I'm so sincerely grateful to allow them to help me. I started feeling it. Sorry.
Okay.
Marion, it's on you. I am
a vessel. And I remember I was 11 years old and I actually wrote a little song. And the title was Use Me. And the lyrics just were, use me, Lord, for your service. And at the age of 35, I now really understood, I really understand what that means. And I never really knew that at the age of 11, that this would mean what it means for me today. I am a vessel who is willing to be light and be love for whoever comes across my path. For whoever comes across my path was already predestined to come across my path. And I'm so grateful that I'm able to be a vessel.
Wow. That's good. Y'all don't understand. It blesses us to do this. And guys, this means so much to us. And you mean so much to us. And we want to hear from you. We want to hear your story. We'd like to even have you here at the podcast and meet us at the Soul Care Experience. You can find us at Your Soul Care Community on Instagram and Your Soul Care Community Group on Facebook.
Yeah, and we'd love to hear from you. As you listen to these episodes, as you discover our page, let us know, reach out. We want to hear from you. And listen, get these episodes. You know, one thing that we encourage you to do is make them a part of your morning commute. Make them a part of your lunchtime. Make them a part of, your wind down in the evening. But you owe it to yourself to pour into yourself. And what better way to pour into yourself than listening to the stories of real life people who have gone through real life circumstances, who have, even themselves walked into self-awareness as they were telling their stories. We hope that this blesses your life and touches your life and moves your life as much as it has ours. We Soul Care Companions. I'm Marion.
And I am Marcus. And while I won't see you later, well, sort of I'll see you later. I guess I'll chat with you later.
Chat with you later. We'll hear from you later. Have a great one.
Bye-bye.
Thank you for listening to your Soul Care Companion podcast with your Soul Care Companions, Marcus and Marion. Stay connected with the Soul Care community at Your Soul Care Community on Instagram and Facebook. And be sure to subscribe to this podcast for all new episodes.